Hey everyone, welcome to the Monday Night Music Show here on DJ NTV. I'm DJ John out of Boston. Nice to have everyone joining us today. We got an interesting topic to run through. I'd like to say hi to everybody here. I'm just going to go in order as everyone appears on my screen. I want to say hi to Buddy out in Chicago. Hello, Buddy. We got DJ Bill, Billy D, my homie, my other homie, DJ Jay's Mac hanging with us tonight. DJ Jay Brandon with us. Good to see you. DJ Tom hanging in as well from California. And
whoa, he's going horns. He's going horns.
Going old school Dio horns. Take that, Gene Simmons. We got a couple of lurking in the wind, but if they have something to contribute, they'll come in vocally with the cameras. They're here, but their cameras are off. So thanks for tuning in. We've got a topic that's just burning up YouTube right now that I see a lot of our influencers and social media people talking about. So what we'll address tonight is the situation that's happening with being able to put music clips in your videos and the constant fight for fair use. It first showed up on Adam Reeder's channel. You might know him as Professor of Rock. He wears the little bowler hat, and he does MTV-style videos. Talks about maybe a particular song, a particular genre, does sometimes top tens of a decade. But he's just been consistently getting hit with takedowns and strikes, and no one wants to lose their YouTube channel. So he's kind of put it out there that he was looking for some help, and he got reached out to from some industry heavy hitters, including Rick Beato. Contacted him. They had a phone call together to kind of talk about what Rick's been doing differently. Justin Hawkins from Justin Hawkins Rides Again. He is the lead singer of The Darkness, who also has a music review channel. He was also contacted by Elizabeth Zaroff. You would know her as the charismatic voice. So a lot of people have been reaching out because they're all kind of suffering from the same thing. And we as DJs, if we're going to put content up, always run the risk of having a audio from a section of a video blocked, or a copyright claim put against, or having the video taken down altogether. So what Adam Reeder had said, Professor Rock, was more or less for a call to action, that maybe the next move is to reach out to some of these labels and just let them know that what fair use means is that an artist isn't lost or forgotten in the shuffle. You know, famously, Don Henley has fought every single snippet of his audio on YouTube.
He hates YouTube.
He hates YouTube. And what'll end up happening is, and Rick has made this claim before, is that if a band isn't spoken about and no one is exposed to it in the newer generations, eventually the band dies. The history, the legacy, the fame, the fortune, it all goes away. It becomes very word of mouth. That's not the way to become underground, I don't think. And we were just going to maybe discuss a little bit around the room if we've had issues with YouTube videos we've had up with copyright problems, or what you think maybe potentially a workaround is to help solve this. Because this has to hit with everybody, as far as if you've got videos up of your events and you're finding that you can't monetize them, you can't put ads, you can't, because you get a hit on a claim because someone says they own the music. Does anybody have any thoughts and who'd like to lead us in for a couple of thoughts?
I've had a bunch of videos hit with a claim, which is nothing. It's like, here's the claim. This artist's video, or song you can't use. They don't change your channel. A strike, you get 3. You're done. Because I know Brian S. Red had a strike over the Bryan Adams song. It wasn't a claim. It was an actual strike.
It was the Let Me Take You Dancing song that Bryan Adams wants to make, which never existed, from 1978.
Well, and it's funny because the one that stands out to me was I was at EDC Vegas 2000, I think 16 or 17, and I posted like a 2-minute video of Opus by Eric Prydz.
Okay.
And it was the build-up. And it was awesome. Like, I had the crowd, the audio, the whole deal. Like 3.5, 4-minute video. All of a sudden, I got a strike, I got a claim on it. But the claim was the owner is willing to let the video stay, but they'll funnel the monetization into them. And I'm like, well, I can't monetize this video because I don't own the copyright. So I kept it up, and I ended up making some money off of it just because his channel took, I'll say 80% of the money, and I got 20, it was not much, not like real money, But it was nice to see an artist acknowledge, like, hey, thanks for putting this up, but, you know, you're going to get a hit.
Did they do anything to alter the content of your video in that situation, or was just the notice? Or
oh no, it was full on the whole video.
The whole video has to come down. That was the notification.
But it didn't come down. They didn't give that as an option. They just said the owner has allowed the video to stay. They will receive, you know, compensation or whatever. Dude,
so
I got like
work to your benefit.
3,000 subs. You're not getting compensation on any great level.
All right. Well, they tend to go after the ones that have, you know, millions of streamers. It's pennies, but pennies add up. And you fill buckets full of pennies, it starts adding up to some dollars. So, did they ask you to remove that section, or how was that worded? Do you recall? Or
in that instance, normally what they'll say is like you can go silent for this section, or, you know, either way you can't monetize it, or we could take it down. I've yet to have, and I have 570 videos on YouTube. They've never taken one down, and I've used nothing but copyright. I think there's one or two videos I've put up that are, you know, there's a channel called Royalty Free, and they just pump music out that's completely royalty free.
So in theory, you should not see a claim on that.
Actually, today, no, you won't see a claim. But today I was testing gear for DJX, and in Serato they have 4 demo loops under Loopmaster. So this girl that's working there came up, she goes, I love this song. What is it? I go, technically demo 1 on Loopmaster. She goes, I'm going to Shazam it. And she Shazammed it, and it was called Tokyo Night by some artist I've never heard of. And I'm like, oh, wow, okay. That's pretty cool. Like, you figured out where the track is and what the track is. So I think they need to, at the end of the day, realize we are keeping their artists alive.
One more thing quick on that. Did you have any other song in that same video? Was that really the only snippet they could come after? Was it multiple, or was it just the one song that they flagged?
That was the only one in that one where they said the artist will allow it to stay, but they'll split hits with you. Every other video I've ever had that gets a copyright, you know, hit, they'll let the video stay, but they'll wipe out the audio.
Yes.
I mean, what are you looking? I mean, if that happened to me today, the video would be entitled FAA and Homeland Security suck. They screwed me. That would get a lot of views, you know?
Sure, but if you, as long as you didn't put music in it, people it would stay forever. But I mean, it's one of the reasons that this comes up also is that we tape a lot of shows for YouTube, and we do nights talking about 70s, 80s, 90s yacht rock, and we can't play samples because what will end up happening is that all the entire audio of our portion, if it's claimed, will then just be silent, and it'll just be all of us staring at one another, like it usually happens later in the evening. And we're all still here. Buddy, what do you got for thoughts on your YouTube videos?
You know, it's one of the things that on my YouTube channel and on Twitch, you know, Twitch, they had the whole entire thing a year ago with music. And if you're a Twitch DJ, you had to sign an agreement and they were going to take some of the Twitch money. I don't make a lot of money on Twitch. I made, I think, $20 or $50, whatever the minimum is. I got one check so far in all the years I've been on Twitch. I'm not there to make money. Just like YouTube, I'm not there to make money. But when you have a video out there that you have it up there to showcase what you can do, a gig log. And there's gig logs or older gig logs that when you go watch it, it's muted. Like parts I'm talking, you can hear me talk, but then I'm showing people dancing. And the song, there's nothing, no song, no audio, no nothing. I just had, I was talking before the show, I have a gig log up there from last year of a wedding, and it's a mother-son dance, and they have again, not a strike, but like a copyright claim on the song. So it says I may not be monetized for this video, and It's one of the things that I'm showcasing what the mother-son dance looks like when I do that, and I'm showing that this song works for this occasion. And if anything, it's one of the things that I'm not trying to say it's me or anything like that. I don't give claim to the song itself. I'm showcasing a artist who's done tons of work. And when when I get music, I get it from legitimate sources. I want to make sure that it's, it sounds good, but also it's disheartening, to say the least, that all the work you put into something, edit something, work through something, and the music is muted, or the music you're worried about. That's why on a lot of newer stuff, I use AI and make my own songs up, my own crazy little songs that have a nice groove or something like that, or instrumentals, and use that because I know I have the rights to it, and I'm not going to be a copyright claim against something. So I'll cover over the music of what's actually happening, what's actually playing, and play one of those generic songs.
Sure. Well, I can remember, too, back in the day when Facebook Live used to be a thing before we kind of found Twitch and found an outlet for being able to play music. And even with Twitch now, you play live once, but you don't leave it up recorded as a file that someone can go back and watch, because then you're subject to the same sort of removal and claims and strikes. It was ever changing. Like 1 week a song would get caught, and 1 week a song wouldn't get caught. And it really all depended on how the algorithms changed. This was just a quick point that Rick had said when he does his top 10 Spotify list. He says right away the next day I'll get 8 emails that'll say there's 8 claims on songs. And his workaround is he's got a lawyer now that's going to fight these. He used to not think anything about it and say this is just a video I can't monetize. But under this fair use, he's going to start fighting them, because he only does 4 or 5 second clips of these songs because that's the rules. And if they're still trying to take claim on those are still marinating with the lawyers in the background, and then 3 weeks later he'll get a claim on the other 2 that they didn't catch right away. So
I really feel that the fair use is what I'm trying to do, or what he's trying to do. We're trying to showcase the song. Look at this beautiful song played for this. Look how you can use this song. This artist did all this work on a song, and I'm showcasing that by a dance, or by people dancing to said song. And to me, it's kind of sad, because I can't showcase these people were dancing to this song or that song because I'm afraid of getting a strike. And it all goes back to the Napster and the LimeWire and the other sharing. And again, that was just wrong. People stealing music and sharing for free. I totally had no problem with that. But I feel that a lot of these companies are so afraid that stepping on the toes of whoever, that they err the side of caution, which is fine. But 30 seconds of people dancing, they should see what it is about. If it's someone putting a song up there, just a pure song to try and make money, saying, "Hey, I did this," or whatever, okay, I can see that being a strike. But something in context, like him saying, "Here's the top 20 songs on TikTok," and he's got a snippet of each song of 20 seconds of it. Again, that's fair use. He's talking about the
less.
light.
And we had talked a little before the show too it's more academic. You're trying to teach somebody something, show something. It's educational, and for the labels to work against themselves and say no, you can't showcase or spotlight our song, it's counterproductive. Thank you, buddy. We'll come back around to you too, as I know you got more. Bill, any thoughts on this whole debacle?
The same idea as Buddy. You create something on a demo and there's music in the background, like you said. You'll be talking and all of a sudden it goes silent. So, where's the limit of if I'm talking even over a song, how is the algorithm even reading that underneath my voice? So it's just interesting where it falls in. And instead of using it as, hey, I'm playing their video. No, I'm not playing their video. Their song's going in the background of me speaking, and It's happening at an event. So it's just interesting where the algorithms come in, and you get pinned on it.
Well, that's it. If you shot the entire first dance and you played the whole song without a spoken word from beginning to end, you're taking the entirety of a song and you're posting it online, where someone may attempt to copy it. But if you're playing even 30 seconds, 40 seconds, it's not even the song in full. It's just a partial segment. I think that should get a pass. It's like, hey, other DJs, I use this as a first dance song. Maybe you'll have similar success with it. And that's how to get the information for the music out there. You have to give samples, especially on these videos that are tearing songs apart. Here's what he did in this guitar part. Here's how that drum fill sounds.
Yeah.
Like they have to do it almost in stems now, and just showing tiny little bits of the song. You can't play it in its entirety, or even facilitate the song by replaying all the instruments, because it's still going to sound like the original song, and you're still going to get the strike. Because that's one of Rick's guys, Rhett Schill, did that, and he used to always go in and replay the bass line or play the drums just a little off to try to mess up the algorithm. So
that's like karaoke. It's done in the style of.
In the style of, right. You have all these cover bands that are putting out, but if it's too close and too true to the original, you'll still get a hit for it.
It reminds me of to go back to the early days, and we all remember that, when you had the radio going and you had the boombox and you'd try to record the song off the radio, but the DJ would talk in the middle of it.
Right.
Just to screw you up. Here's a new release, and they have a program where in their programming they're just the song's 3.5 minutes. At 3 minutes, I need you to say something.
Right, on the new releases of the song, so you couldn't get a clean cassette audio version of the song just to have for yourself to listen to. Yeah, that was part of it. So it come to the attention. So the call to action. Oh, I'm sorry. We're gonna go to Tom for some thoughts, and then we'll just kind of try to recap it here and maybe see where we're at. Tom, what are you thinking about the thoughts of fair use, using songs for educational purposes and their presence online?
I did an event back in November, and they played Bruno Mars. I can't think of the song, but it got up on YouTube and also on my Facebook. And then about a day or so later, they were sending me, "You have to take it down." I didn't have the right to do anything because the person put it up themselves, and I told them, "You're going to have to take it down, or you're going to get me in the trouble."
Oh, so it wasn't even posted to your own channel; it was someone else's video recording. Okay. And so you have to talk to them. It's on their channel.
Yeah. Whatever happened to it, it's floating midair somewhere. Everything.
Well, I'm with you on that. That I think that some grace should be given to say that if you're using it to show examples or show how to play the song, or you're doing it in like some sort of a category grouping of here were the big songs of August 2025. You should be allowed to. As I say, if you're doing it for education, like, here, let me just give you these songs to listen to that Spotify does.
I think if you give credit, they should let it go.
I think yeah, and it's got to fall into the context of being academic. Like, you can't just say, like, here's the 10 songs that I think are hot right now, and here's the mix I made of it. And if you want to buy this online, it's 99 cents a song. It's like, okay, now you're deliberately trying to make money, and you're trying to take something from the labels or whoever owns the writing or the publishing to these songs. That's kind of how that falls in. Have another name? I think I got through all the people. So anyway, what they've decided, it might be of interest to actually reach out to. Oh, Damon's going for a cruise. Hey, Damon, we can see you. That's cool. Happy travels, safe travels. He did say he was going to head out to the store. That's why he was with us on the broadcast this evening. The call to action is actually to reach out, to all the social media platforms, to hit up Warner Brothers, to hit up United Artists, and all the different record labels that are continually, Sony Music, all the catalogs that are just saying that these little showings of these songs, they're considering them infractions, but it's not really, because they don't have anybody on it. It's just AI bots that are chasing down these little song sections that says, you can't do that. And I think there should be some leeway given that if you're trying to promote awareness for the band, showcase, songwriting, or try to explain categories of music or genres, there should be a little bit of allowance
give and take
for that.
Or here's one other thing also. Maybe a licensing from the bodies, the record bodies, saying, "Hey, you're on YouTube. You want these music, the song, for you're allowed to have X amount of time. You have to pay a small fee." Again, the artist created it. The artist did all the work for it. People who own the rights to it.
You're getting into so many catalogs with that. Then who do you pay?
That right there would be a question.
Well, let them fight it between themselves as who gets the split of what, because at that point you wash your hands of it. Remember, for the longest time, you wouldn't see songs in television or advertising because the artist wouldn't allow it. Zeppelin in the Sopranos episode, remember, was $1 million 30-second clip
with restaurants that play music, and there's the RIAA goes after them, and then they, based on how many seats you have in the restaurant, you have to pay us, and they do.
Well, you have ASCAP, BMI, you have all these different groups that are out there to enforce that. And again, I really feel that the artists should get their due, but someone like myself, or someone who is doing 30 seconds of people dancing, or someone who is talking about the songs because the fact that it's again educational, I think that should be exempt. But if I want to do it for something I'm going to make a bunch of money off of this artist's work, okay, again, I want to get a licensed thing. So just like anyone else, but it should be very easy to do. It should be kind of one of the things. Hey, I pay a small fee, I'm taken care of, versus my music being blank, or I have to cover it up with something else.
Exactly.
I have a quick question for you guys.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I have a quick question. Let's say, I'm in Detroit. I have a lot of friends who own their own labels, and none of this stuff is being distributed from a major label. Why is YouTube and all these places messing with me? This is all independent artists. They own their own labels. They own their own master. They own everything. Why is YouTube blanking on my music?
Because they can.
Or they think that you won't take the time to fight it. Because if you own the writing and the publishing, or it's your artist and you're a label, you'll be like, that sounds like something of ours. And then it's up to you to prove that they're wrong, versus you knowing that you're in the right and have them prove it's theirs. It's backwards, the whole thinking of it. I mean, in the U.S., the licensing falls on the venue, whereas in the overseas, it falls on the DJ. The DJ has to have the right licensing before they can go play places. Like I can't make a mix and sell it to a restaurant to be their dinner music. That's against the law. I can't make a remix for a group of cheerleaders. This comes around every year in September. Mm-hmm. Can you make us this excitement mix? It's like, no, because you'd have to buy licensing to have all those songs. Not even if I'm not there, because you're playing in the public venue, the gymnasium doesn't have the proper licensing to have the music in the place, and someone's got to pay for it. It's funny. I mean, that's the truth of it. Damon, I don't know necessarily about your specific situation, but if there was a claim, if you put up all your artists in a mix and you got a claim or a strike from YouTube, you could contest it, and you could say that.
I have.
So but then it's a waiting game. It's how much money do you want to throw at it?
Here's an interesting one for you, John. Going back to your thing with the gymnasium, the cheerleading and all that. They bring you a song. You plug it in, you play it for them. Who's responsible?
Actually, the cheerleader group, and they know it every year, which is why they always try to get them done on the cheap, because they know they're responsible for the fees and the licensing of whatever they. Yeah, we want to use Britney and we want to use this. It's like you really can't, and even if it's X mix or extended mix or promo onlys, whatever remix versions you use, and someone still has to pay the licensing to use it for a non-licensed venue. Playing to a city like Tom does when he's doing parades. I mean, someone has to pick up the bill for that. If you're just playing background music, you got to cover all the bases, because you could be playing artists from multiple labels, and you want to make sure that they just have a general blanket fee that covers your ability to do that, so they don't come back on you and have to tell you to turn
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they give you the unlicensed stuff they just had somebody put together for them, gives it to you, and you play it, where's the responsibility fall?
Well, I could tell you the stuff I put up, the music I've made through AI, and again, it's all stuff I wrote the lyrics after that. I'm not getting any trouble because I own the rights to it, but maybe one day the algorithm may say, hey, you sound too similar to X, and it may say this song is wrong or whatever. But right now, it's still like before, just kind of like you're getting in trouble for something that you really shouldn't. You shouldn't have to worry about, hey, I'm in trouble for something that should be easily taken care of.
Do you want to hear the scariest part of it? There are AI bands that are charting on Spotify.
Yes.
Someone has figured out the technology to have no artists. It's all computer generated, and those songs are getting popular. And that's something we have to deal with too. It's like, all right, what label's going to claim that? Only the constructor of the song, basically, the architect. You know, it's
digital music.
And that's another one that Rick covered on. It's like, this is all computer generated, everything from the instruments to the backing vocals. It's all synthetic. And that's, hopefully not the future of music. And we still get artists that want to go out there and do that.
And they can sue for that promotion.
That's going to be a tough one to go on tour with.
All you got to bring is a video screen and big speakers. That's it. No artists. You don't even have to have a stage.
Headroom singing a song. Yeah.
Right. Don't have to build a stage.
There are bands like that. You look at Gorillaz. Gorillaz is all they're cartoon characters, but they still have concerts.
They absolutely do. Well, welcome to the new generation. That's the world we live in. Oh, so Rick's fix, anyways. He's just got a lawyer he throws endless money at that's just going to keep fighting these claims until truth prevails and we're actually allowed to use songs for educational purposes and keep these artists and keep this music from back in the day moving forward so that it doesn't just disappear. I think that's kind of what we all want, is everyone to get a chance to hear what groups like Donovan sounded like and what the Eagles were back. These are just, unless you keep talking about them, and it's a legacy act. But if they're not getting the exposure because the people are so contrived in the bands about holding and possessing their money that they don't let their stuff float free to let people hear it and experience it, no one's going to buy it. And it's just going to fade away. And we don't want that. We need the music because we're DJs. That's our thing.
And it's not even a one-hit wonder.
That's for sure. I want to thank everyone on the panel for coming through. I want to say thank you to our sponsors. That's DJ Event Planner. Of course, check them out and the rest of our sponsor links below. Thank you to DJ NTV for putting this up. And from the DJ NTV community, we just want to say our thoughts are with Ken Rory and his family this week as we lost one of our own. Thank you guys.